All right, hello everybody. Welcome to Q&A live stream number 103. It is approximately 7:21 right here on the East Coast in the great states of New Jersey. Today is Tuesday, January 19th, 2021. So, this is going to be one of those live streams where I just really don't have anything to talk about today. But I will be willing to let the floor to go to you guys, and if you guys have any thoughts, let me know. Hello, Elevators of Steel City by Otis Elevator Fan 102. How are you? Hello, Garden State Elevators. How are you? I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking. Hi, CJ. How are you? So one thing I do actually want to bring up is Old Navy will be closing at the Gallery at White Plains on Saturday, followed by Sears and Roebuck on Sunday. So two back-to-back closures is never a good sign for that property. Oh, you did get tested today, Garden State Elevators? Did your test come back negative or positive? Oh, okay. So okay, that's pretty good. Um, but yeah, I just heard Old Navy. So yeah, Gallery at White Plains is pretty much done. Oh, great. That's great. Do you know when you're going back then to work? That's really good to hear. Hi, Nicola Solar. How are you? Um, that's great. That's really great to hear. That's really great to hear. That's fantastic. But I'm glad you took the precautions. So it was worth. I guess it was worth it in the end. Hi, Nicola Solar. How are you? Um, but yeah, Gallery White Plains is doomed. The mall is done. I mean, Old Navy's closing Saturday, Sears is closing Sunday, Macy's is closing in April. Gallery White Plains is done. Sorry to say that place is finished. So Lord and Taylor, there's no really update yet. Unfortunately, I don't know when that final and firm date is. It's probably going to be at the end of February. So yeah, it's going to be at some point in February, the last day. Yeah, but you know what? I mean, Sears is closing this Sunday. Old Navy's closing Saturday. Uh, I mean, it's at this point, the Gallery White Plains is better off just getting knocked down. Sears is going to be gone. Macy's is going to be gone. Old Navy's going to be gone. The center court elevator doesn't work. Um, yeah, they're better off just knocking down the structure. Wow, I mean, Simon couldn't have gotten rid of that property at a much better time when they did. Thank God they got rid of it. Wow, yeah, they were smart to dump that and keep the Westchester. Honestly, smartest move that Simon made was to dump the Gallery White Plains and keep the Westchester. What elevator is more of a loss to you, Dover Impulse or Otis Series 1? I'm going to have to say Otis Series 1. Dover Impulse is still significant, but losing an Otis Series 1 is never a good thing. As a matter of fact, the last Sears and Roebuck store in the state of New Jersey at the Newport Center Mall in Jersey City, New Jersey, that has an old classic Otis Series 1, and it's the only Otis in the entire mall. All the rest of the mall, it's literally just Schindler, pretty much. Yeah, that's the only Otis elevator, aside from the parking decks, but elevators within the mall structure, that's the only one that's an Otis. Everything else is Schindler or Westinghouse. Macy's is Schindler, Kohl's is Schindler, JCPenney, Westinghouse, Schindler, H&M, Schindler, and Kone Monitor TR, which is just gross. But I have really no plans to go to Newport at the moment, at least. I have no desire to go there, not until they make the announcement about Sears, at least. Then I would consider taking a trip down there. But right now, no. Vectors are losses, right? Yes. That's why I went to Lord and Taylor at Quaker Bridge Mall. I wouldn't have gone down there otherwise. Vector is certainly significant loss, and that's why I went all the way down there when I did. And I even got a store tour of that store. Um, but like I said, we don't have a final and firm date on the final day of the remaining 20 liquidating Lord and Taylors right now. I don't have the date in front of me, but I could double check, and we could be doing a breaking news live stream. Technically, I guess, yeah, considering they're rare. I can't imagine they would right now because that's in a higher performing mall, and I guess JCPenney is going to hold on to that for now. But who knows? Anything's possible. I mean, JCPenney closed King of Prussia and Westfield Garden State and Palisade Center. So this JCPenney to me is now all the way in Wayne. We used to have one in Paramus, but that closed back in 2018, and they have completely demolished the space. Yeah, the Schindler MTs are definitely gone. Those are definitely gone. And then obviously we have Lord and Taylor still liquidating there, which I got a store tour of, and then you know, it's really going to be interesting, especially like around New Jersey, to see what all the fate of these Lord and Taylors are. Because I mean, everywhere we had Lord and Taylor, and Haynes really was part of that too. It's going to be really interesting to see what some of these Lord and Taylors turn into down the road. Oh, interesting. Cold Snick, New Jersey. Did not know that. Wow. I'm pretty good, Scorch. How are you? Westinghouse or Montgomery? It depends specifically. Both are pretty significant. You can't compare or contrast them, but they're both pretty bad losses. Yeah, I'm pretty good, Scorch. Thanks for asking. Actually, it was my first day of my semester, and I it became a long day, lots of work, but I'm personally glad to be done with it. But it's a lot of work for one day. I think I did like 5 different things today. I'm pretty exhausted, but I figured I'd come on here and do a little bit of a stream because I want to really try and be active and stuff. Oh, Carteret. Okay, I know where that is. I know where that is. If the Westinghouse is RT and the Montgomery is an A series, which would be a loss? Montgomery A series. I think Carteret borders Westfield, if I'm not mistaken. At least the north part. Oh no. I guess that's another town I'm thinking of that borders it. Clark, yeah. Carteret and Clark. I'm just looking to see. Yeah. But the good news is though I got a lot of content while I was on break, so I what's it called? I don't even know what I was saying. Sorry. Oh yeah, Hempstead. Yeah, quite the area. I live near ShopRite. You mean ShopRite? Oh, yeah, that's a good supermarket. We have a couple around here, ShopRites. I'm sure everybody in this live stream knows what ShopRite is. The only person that shouldn't know what ShopRite is in this stream is Steel City, because Steel City is Pittsburgh. Long bar MTs, yeah, I guess. I don't know. For some reason, I upload an MT, it just gets so many views. Like, all I have to do is upload a 330A. I get like 8 likes. I'm like, how is this even possible? All I did was ride a 330A. But I guess people really like the content. Certainly one mall I would love to go to one day is Ocean County. Yeah, me too. Oh, it's going pretty good, Matt. How are you? Dry powered? Yeah, I guess. We don't really have we're the Insera supermarket group, so we're not we don't. I don't live near like the Saker shop rates where the Insera shop rates. They typically don't install elevators. Sakers does, but not typically not in Sierra. Sometimes they do, depending specifically on where the supermarket's built. Say the shop right in like Oakland, yeah, they have an elevator there, but no shop rights around here, I don't think have elevators. Actually, no, there is one in Paramus, but I've never been on it before. Uniondale. I think that's another very unsafe area, unfortunately. There's one shop right in New Jersey with a 330A, and that's in Hamilton at the Hamilton Marketplace. No, I've only come across one with Otis, never Schindler. No, innovation's really nothing special. Oh, yeah, Avenel's another one. Yeah, I think it borders Westbury though, which I know Westbury is another really unsafe area. Yeah, Saker shop rates are beautiful. They're personally one of my favorites. They were always designed so well too. Like, and they were so much bigger than your average supermarket. That's what I loved about them. Is they were super shop rates. They were even bigger than the shop rates that we have around here. And Hamilton Township actually has two of them, believe it or not, as crazy as that sounds. There's one in the Hamilton Plaza, and then if you go on 130 in Hamilton Township, there's the one at the Hamilton Marketplace. That was literally my childhood mall. It was literally one of my favorite strip malls in New Jersey. It had everything. It had BJ's Wholesale Club, Lowe's, Walmart, Staples, Ross. Uh, Bed Bath and Beyond was newer. It used to be Linens and Things many years ago. ShopRite, um, Chili's, Red Robin, Panera, and Cracker Barrel. Oh man, I love Cracker Barrel. It's one of my favorite restaurants. Sadly, the closest one's about 45 minutes away from me. But yeah. Oh yeah. No, Westbury's at Hicksville is a bad area of Long Island. That area is in such decline. They're losing Petco. I hear they're losing a diner actually. Yeah, Hicksville. There is no hope for Hicksville. Hicksville is like Hempstead, but much worse. Actually, no, other way around. Hicksville is somewhat better than Hempstead, but Hicksville it is going downhill. I'm sorry to say. Petco is closing, the diner's closing, Macy's closed, Sears closed. Yeah, it's a declining neighborhood, unfortunately. Interesting. I don't know why they would do that, but wow. Yeah, we have a GameStop near me that's doing liquidation. I don't really care for it. Sorry. I'm more interested in seeing a liquidating Lord and Taylor. A GameStop to me really isn't anything special. It's too generic. I mean, okay, yeah, the Lord and Taylor May Company stores are generic, but the non-May Company Lord and Taylor stores, those are something unique. I've actually been to the Parsippany ShopRite. Oh, that's cool. I don't think that's a world class one though. The furthest north the world class ShopRites went, which was the Saker ShopRites, was Woodbridge. If you went south of Woodbridge, all Saker ShopRites, all Saker ShopRites. Hi, Chris. Seems like you're doing a stream every evening. Uh, I'm in the mood, and I can do it. I just really try to do it on my basis, and I've been working all day on schoolwork, and I figured, you know what, I wanted to chat with you guys tonight, give myself a nice little break because tomorrow I've got a very long day. Tomorrow I got two classes, and one of them is like 3 hours, and then I have another one in the morning, which is like an hour and a half, and then I have like a very short break, and then by 5 o'clock I'm going to be dead. But I figured I would give this an opportunity for me to talk to you guys, and we can just keep talking about stuff, and that's pretty much it. Um, no, Hicksville's just a declining area, unfortunately. What's up, Ultra Eric? Do you know that the clothing store Christopher and Banks they are liquidating? Yes, they announced it last Thursday that they're closing all stores. And guess what the name of the liquidator who's liquidating all Christopher and Banks stores? And they're loving the pandemic. In fact, guess Hilco Merchants. They are loving the COVID-19 pandemic. Their business is booming. Their business is booming. Look at how many stores they get to close. They got to close. They're closing. They got to close Lord and Taylor. They permanently closed 18. They're liquidating 20 Lord and Taylors. They liquidated Century 21. I mean, they are killing it during this pandemic. They must be making so much money to liquidate. It's incredible. It really is incredible. And then, of course, Hilco brings in the rugs, other like just generic stuff. So it's amazing. It's amazing of how much money they've been able to make. Okay, that's cool. You should definitely if you want to. Lake Hawata. Oh, I didn't even know that. Parsippany though? Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, I don't know why my mouse just went over there. Oh, I see why. Yeah, Parsippany is the next town over. It's right where Interstate 80 and 280 actually intersect. Did Lord and Taylor close at the Quaker Bridge Mall already in Lawrenceville, New Jersey? No, that did not close yet. It's one of the 20 that are still liquidating. Is there a closing date for the Galleria at White Plains? I'm sorry. Yeah, no, Lord and Taylor Quaker Bridge did not close yet. It's closing February. So you have until between now and the middle of February to get there. Is there a closing date for the Galleria at White Plains? I'm assuming it's going to be demolished to rebuild into a mixed-use developed property in the next couple of years or so. There is not a closing date yet, but I would imagine it's going to be probably not this year, although it could be towards the end of this year, probably early next year, that place will close. I mean, Sears is going to be gone by this Sunday. Old Navy's closing Saturday, and Macy's is closing by April. The mall has no future. Oh, and to top it all off, Center Court Elevator no longer works. So yeah, the mall itself is done. The mall is doomed. It's and I don't try to say this to alarm the tenants in the mall, but if I'm a tenant right now at Galleria at White Plains, you need to get out of there and you need to get out of there fast because that mall is going to die very quickly. And the problem with White Plains, there's so much retail. You have City Center, you have the Westchester, you have the Source at White Plains. The gallery White Plains just has to go. It just has to go. I'm sorry. The mall, there is no purpose for the mall, especially with Cross County down the road. You got Jefferson Valley on the northern part of Westchester County. The mall needs to go. That's the bottom line. Sears is closing, Old Navy is closing, Macy's is closing. There's no reason for that mall to stay open. H&M and Forever 21 can gladly pull out. They'll want to reduce their store count. But there is no reason for that mall to continue operating after Macy's closes. Just no point, really. I mean, what's going to be the point? Well, as you can see, it's better. Yeah, that's the way to go sometimes in those private properties. Hilco, yes, everybody's favorite liquidation company. Um, I've noticed that too, but they push very different buttons. Doesn't matter. The Hilco probably offered them an offer that they couldn't resist. Yeah, oh yeah, Hilco sucks. Hilco Merchants sucks. I would never want to work for them. And after the way that I got treated at that Lord and Taylor, I mean the guy that was by me, he was literally probably a representative for Hilco Merchants that was assigned to that particular Lord and Taylor store. I mean, it doesn't really matter because technically I got banned from a store that's now closed. So yeah, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's not. First of all, that was number one. That wasn't even my local mall, and getting banned from a place that's now closed doesn't really matter anymore to me. The situation obviously is much different if it's a company that's doing financially well. You got to remember the difference in this scenario is Lord and Taylor's going out as a whole, and the location itself closed at the end of last year, which was actually a couple of weeks, 2 or 3 weeks ago, or 4 weeks ago rather. I've lost count of that. If you want to go to White Plains, you better go before the 24th if you want to see Sears. If you want to go to White Plains, you need to go. You would absolutely need to go this weekend because Sears is going out Sunday. If you want to see Sears, if you want to see Sears, you need to leave and you need to get there this weekend. What if all the businesses in Hicksville close? Well, they won't all close because here's the thing: there's certain businesses in that township that work, like say a CVS, a Walgreens, a Mexican restaurant because the Mexican restaurants are popular in Hicksville. Target, that's still an essential retailer; they still need to be there. Any like pharmacies or urgent care centers. Yep, it's defunct at the Gallery White Plains. I'm pretty good, Texas Elevators. How are you? H&M might close at Sunrise Mall. I'm not surprised, but they just closed two in New Jersey, believe it or not, at least where I am. Paramus Park had to go. That was a women's store only. And Riverside was never the right location for H&M. That needed to go too. I'm glad that both are gone. Excuse me. Ugh. I'm sorry, guys. I actually just got a text message. Anyways, is the Bloomingdale store in White Plains at the Westchester or freestanding? No, that's a freestanding Bloomingdale's. The only freestanding Bloomingdale's I've been to. Pretty unique actually, and very much like Short Hills. Like that store was the Short Hills location, just not connected to a mall. Um, but they are modernizing one of the elevators. God, I hope they don't pull a Short Hills though, but they could. Okay, great. Okay. I mean, it's up to you. I guess if that's what you want to do, then do what you got to do. What if Barnes and Noble leaves Tyson's Corner Center? I can't imagine that Barnes and Noble would do that because that's a hot retail spot and that's near DC. So I don't think they're going to do that. Yeah. Uh, I Barnes and Noble. I haven't really heard them closing stores. I don't really know what their financial standing is, honestly, and they haven't really announced like major store closures. Yeah, it will. Oh, hi, Fantex 004. How are you? No, Broadway Commons is more in trouble than Green Acres. Oh, hi, Fantech. How are you? We filmed it a couple. I filmed it a couple places with Fantech. We filmed at what's it called? We went to Macy's, Sears. We went to the Westchester. We went to what's it called? We went to Scarsdale, the Lord and Taylor, and and Bloomingdale's, the freestanding one, and then a place in Dobbs Ferry, and then uh, that was it pretty much. I'm losing my childhood elevator, Lord and Taylor, Fair Oaks Mall, thanks to Lord and Taylor going out of business. Yeah, well, they're all going out of business. You're not alone about that. Oof. Without looking at Simon.com, that's pretty easy. Walt Whitman, Roosevelt Field, Smith Haven Mall, the Westchester, Woodbury Common, Woodbury Commons. What's another Simon property in New York State? I don't think there's any upstate New York. New Jersey, I know there's a couple, aside from Woodbury, of course. Shops Riverside, Livingston Mall, Rockaway Town Square, Menlo Park Mall, Quaker Bridge Mall, Ocean County Mall, the Gullister Premium Outlets, Jackson Premium Outlets, Jersey Shore Premium Outlets, and the Mills of Jersey Gardens. And Gullister Premium Outlets, if you want to throw that one in there. Just going through the comments. Have you heard of Woodward and Lothrop? It's a defunct anchor chain based in Washington, D.C., similar to Haynes and John Wanamaker's. Yes, I've heard of them. It was. Chauncey Square, yes. I'm not surprised. REI closed at Settlers Ridge. Yeah, guess what? REI's closing February 11th at Ridge Hill. Ridge Hill's in deep crap because Lord and Taylor closed December 29th. You got REI closing February 11th. Yeah, Ridge Hill's going to be the next one. Sears and Kmart, they're not coming back. No. That was just Sears and Kmart ran into the ground. Century 21, unfortunately, that was an insurance thing. But Sears and Kmart, no, that was bad leadership. Century 21, sadly, yeah, no, it was the beginning of the end for Sears and Kmart, and no, no, there was no future, and direction was always changing at corporate. Century 21, unfortunately, the insurance company turned their backs on them, and that was the end of Century. Very sad ending too to that brand. Yeah, but I'm not surprised though that they would go out early. I mean, considering they only had about a fleet of 13 stores, it's not like the liquidators could liquidate them for long. So, yep, it's in Mizner Park, and it has 2 floors, I believe. Yeah, so much for Ridge Hill being a popular destination. Well, it's still very, or we got to see what happens. No, I wouldn't make that prediction just yet. Settlers Ridge has a huge, giant Eagle supermarket with 2 floors. Does it have a liquor department on the second floor? I can't believe it either. So many places have gone out, especially around here where I am. We've lost Century up in Paramus and Morristown. Lord and Taylor closing both locations in Paramus. Livingston and Rockaway are already gone. It's quite the ripple effect, unfortunately. I'm not surprised. I can't even think where the nearest Kmart is to me now. LOL. There used to be a lot in my area. We don't. There's not too many near where I am. About 3, really. Kearney, Belleville, which is amazing that those two are still open, and Westwood. Westwood's the last one in my county, around the county, or in the county at least. Westwood's the last one. The last one to close in my county was Elmwood Park, and that was almost 3 years ago. So we don't have any more Kmart's after Westwood closes. And actually, the property's up for sale. It's on Transform Co. Properties. That property's up for sale. And I believe the Kmart's in Kearney and Belleville are actually up for sale too. Personally, I think Kearney's going to go before Belleville. And the reason I say that is because there's already a Walmart in Kearney. So Transform Co. is better off getting rid of that one first beforehand. I could totally be wrong, and they could totally do it another way. but I can't imagine them not, what's it called? Trying to get rid of it. But all their properties are up for sale. I mean, it's over for Sears and Kmart. As much as I hate to say that. Um, the White Plains is gone. They sold that. Yeah, both Kmart's are up for sale. Actually, all four in the state are up for sale. Yeah, even the old Sears in downtown Hackensack. The Kmart in Westwood is up for sale. Belleville, Kearney, and Avenel. And Sears in Jersey City is up for sale too. I don't think no, not 13. I've been to a high school prom. Yeah. Yep. Was Freehold Raceway Mall once a very popular place to shop in Central Jersey? Yes. Freehold Raceway Mall was that mall that was in the middle of the state between two different metropolitan areas, and it had a pretty decent anchor choice. You had Macy's, you had J.C. Penney, you had Lord and Taylor, and you had Nordstrom, which was 30 minutes south of the Menlo Park location. Yeah, it's a shame of what's happening to Freehold, though. I mean, man, for that mall to lose a Nordstrom, and that was one of five in the state. That was one of five across the state of New Jersey. So it's pretty depressing. But yeah, I don't think the future's looking too bright for Freehold. That's for sure. I think Monmouth will become the better mall, and Freehold will be done. Essentially, it's unfortunate, but what can you do? You know. Okay, that's good, I guess. Three Schindler MTs in Hong Kong. Oh boy, that sounds like fun. I didn't No, I didn't get kicked out of there. I was asked to stop recording. That place I didn't physically get kicked out of. Now Lord and Taylor and Rockaway, yeah, I got kicked out of there. Not necessarily. Quaker Bridge is on shaky ground too. Yes, it is between Philly and New York. Yeah, I was, but it didn't happen unfortunately. It Avenel did not close yet, but the property is up for sale. Favorite song? I don't really have a favorite song. Favorite food? Ooh, pizza. It's a good one. How is Macy's Herald Square doing? Probably not great. I mean, there's that place relies on tourists, but you know what? It's their flagship. They're doing everything they can to keep it open. I think Quaker Bridge is another mall that's taking business from Freehold. Um, mm, I wouldn't necessarily say Quaker Bridge. Maybe Cherry Hill, but the problem is Freehold was in the middle of the state. I mean, it's between two different metropolitan areas. What were you going to expect? You know, but the mall is essentially done, unfortunately. And Monmouth will become the better mall just because Monmouth is in that upper scale area, and Freehold isn't exactly an upscale area. Yeah, it had a Nordstrom at one point, but now the mall, there's really no reason to go there now. Nordstrom is gone. Lord and Taylor is going to be gone by next month. I mean, it's going to be a mall with a Macy's and a J.C. Penney. It's amazing of how the mall went from having all anchors to now down to it's just two. Like it's pretty incredible that a global pandemic unfortunately got the demise of Freehold. It's very unfortunate too. Apple hasn't updated their store there either. They could be looking to move to Monmouth. Anything's quite possible. Yeah, I don't think it will. Um, because that's their crown jewel. Oh my God, if they close Macy's Herald Square, that would just be depressing. Now they won't do that. Plus, Macy's is based in New York City. I can't imagine them closing that store. What phone do you have? The iPhone 11 Pro. That's the phone I have. Rap songs? Not really. Kind of the opposite. Dunkin' is closing many stores in the United States. Guess what? It really doesn't affect me, but whatever. There's so many Dunkin' Donuts stores. Like the brand's just not that special. Pick your nose? Ew, that's gross. No, I do not pick my nose on camera. That's just disgusting. Yeah, that was the old oh man, my God. John Wanamaker's. That was the old Wanamaker's. Yeah, that's a pretty cool one in Philly with the organ. And the arc in that building is beautiful. I wish that was the Macy's in Herald Square, personally. I guess just because of Princeton and it has a decent Apple store inside the mall. But yeah. Okay. But see you later. Can you talk about your opinion on Whitman? I like Walt Whitman, but it's unfortunate that Lord and Taylor did close. But you know what? Lord and Taylor wasn't the main reason to go there, and I'm glad that it did close. It has Saks Fifth Avenue, so it's doing relatively well for now. Yes, I was sadly harassed at Kmart almost 5 years ago. No, I didn't get kicked out of Barnes and Noble at Clifton Commons. No, someone was on the escalator and they had a phone. I don't know. They were trying to take a family picture. I get it. The escalator isn't the safest place to do it, but the employees were really rude about it and said you can't take pictures in here. This is a family that's trying to take a picture. This isn't me going in with a full on camcorder trying to videotape their elevator. Yeah, no. That's another thing. I always hate filming inside Barnes and Noble stores. They're very strict about photography in their stores. Not as bad as Brooks Brothers though. Brooks Brothers is a lot stricter than Barnes and Noble. That's for sure. Spider. I don't see any spider. Is there actually a spider? I don't see a spider. Anyways, why did Microsoft have to close their store? No, Microsoft was able to make profits. They're not struggling like Lord and Taylor did. That was a small piece of Microsoft's profit. Microsoft had so many other services that they were able to let the stores go. Yes, Zara can be very picky too. They're another picky company that doesn't like filming. Yeah, it depends specifically on the location and what they policies. Yeah, I just took care of the spammers. Yep, it's this new STEM place, but they're not using the lower level. They're only using I walked through it the other day. A very interesting concept, but it was literally left as it was Uniqlo. No, but they're only using the main store level. They're not even using the lower level, I guess, which makes sense, honestly. Hi, Scott. How are you, man? Michael Jackson. There's a name I haven't heard in a long time. He died in 2009. Ah, CompUSA. Yes, I remember them. Not really. No, I've been able to get away with Forever 21 with photography. They're not like strict on photography. Zara is much more strict than Forever 21. Forever 21, I went to the one at White Plains last Saturday. There was zero employees in there. Like at least where I was filming, no employees visible whatsoever. So I got away with about a 2 minute video in there. But yeah, CompUSA was like Circuit City. Yes, it was. But the good news is I have a lot of videos now between now and the end of April. So yeah, it's possible, but it depends specifically on freehold standing. It depends on the mall, you know. But having a Macy's and a J.C. Penney is never a good thing, especially for freehold raceway. That's not going to be good. But man, freehold is it's certainly in trouble. As much as I hate to say that. Yeah, I agree. Yes, it did. Golf Galaxy. That's another name I haven't heard in a long time. Would Bass Pro or Cabela's open new stores in New Jersey? I don't really know. I know New Jersey has a very tough gun policy. I can't imagine them expanding into a state like that. J.C. Penney's okay, but they're definitely going to close more stores. Smith Haven's not in trouble, so there's really no reason for me to make a video on it at the moment. Unless Macy's craps the bed. Yeah, then Smith Haven's in trouble. To be honest, Brooks Brothers has absolutely yeah, Brooks Brothers is bad. They're just as bad as Zara. Yes, I remember when I got harassed there. That was not a fun day either. I think certain areas of Connecticut they're lenient, but they're careful what they sell. Obviously, Pennsylvania, I get it's a big state, and West Virginia too. The definitely, um, yeah. Golfsmith went out. I wonder if Schindler's going to mod it. They probably will if they can't get it to work. I shopped at Sears. I did too many years ago. I don't shop there anymore. No reason to. I mean, man, after walking through White Plains, I'm glad I don't shop there anymore. It is so depressing there. Like it's worse than Lord and Taylor. But it's what the world likes to call it, the world's slowest liquidation. I hate to say this, but the Fair Oaks Mall is currently in trouble too. Sears and Roebuck is currently Dave and Buster's, but I don't know how many days Lord and Taylor has left before it closes. It's not closing till February, at least. Two Babies R Us stores are becoming Hobby Lobby. Not surprised. I shop at Nordstrom and Bloomingdale's like a good boy. Okay, yeah, they're pretty cool places. Golf Galaxy sells stuff. I think Golf Galaxy is gone. I thought they closed. You know what? I think they became part of Didn't they become part of Dick's Sporting Goods? They might be part of Dick's Sporting Goods, actually. Yeah, I think they are part of Dick's Sporting Goods. Yeah, I think Dick's down the road might actually leave their old Paramus location, personally. Yeah, that's interesting. Christiana Mall Costco just opened in Cherry Hill in late 2020. It's probably a news store, I bet. Oh, wow. Yeah, wow. Oh, that's right next to the Atlantic City station. I mean, I'm not surprised. It's right near the what is it? The town place at Garden State Park, which has a cheesecake factory, believe it or not. I find that to be really interesting that Sears is still thriving in Baton Rouge. Have you ever heard of the shops at Buckland Hills? Yup. And it's one of the Sears along with White Plains that is closing. Liquidation courtesy of SB 360 Partners. At Westfield Garden State? Possibly, but it depends. Well, that makes sense, I guess. REI is closing only in Yonkers, and the last day is February 11th, believe it or not. Do you think Westfield Garden State Plaza will ever get their own grocery store aside from the nearby ones? I don't really know. The thing is, you have Trader Joe's up the road, you have Stu Leonard's at Paramus Park Mall, you have Whole Foods at Bergen Town Center. I don't really know if it'll get a grocery store. I don't think it's the right setting, but maybe if they do that whole ambitious downtown, then maybe. No, it only occupies 2 levels. Interesting. I have a couple of office building videos going up. I'm trying to mix it in with some of the retail stuff. But typically when I'm out and about, I try to get some office building content here and there. But I mixed it in. I tried to mix it in with some of the mall stores just to kind of make it like a nice flow. So we got some videos mixed in there, and hotels too whenever I can, of course. Yes, I knew about that. There's already a Wegmans in Montvale, so no. Lildy, not the right mall for Lildy. Not really. I mean, Nordstrom is still pretty strong. Neiman Marcus is pretty strong, relatively strong. Not strong, strong, but relatively strong. And Macy's. So it's not like they're losing so many anchors, but you know, I mean, Lord and Taylor unfortunately was a struggling brand, and they were already in trouble before the pandemic. It was a long shot though. Now if I think the pandemic didn't happen, I think we still would have seen Lord and Taylor reduce their store count, but it would have been at a much smaller pace still. But the pandemic changed all that, that's for sure. And we all know Latote made a huge mistake buying them. They probably regret buying them personally. I mean, I think in 2019 it made sense, but man, they are probably regretting it. They really are. I mean, you know. Oh, hi, it's the G-Man. How are you? Oh, I see. Okay. Saks Fifth Ave should go to Westfield Garden State Plaza. Um, no. Saks is opening up an American Dream, unless they cancel their plans, but I can't imagine they are. Yes, it did have a Sears, Westfield Annapolis. I'm pretty good. It's the G-Man. Thank you for asking. Have you ever heard of Mitchell Gold plus Bob and Williams? It's a home furnishing company located at King of Prussia, and that store is at 3300 from 2017. Interesting. I just think it's really interesting that Old Navy wants to go back to the mall that they left. The only way that they're going back is if they're going to go in the J.C. Penney spot. Oh yeah, what do you know? They are opening a new store. Oh, loss prevention agent. Oh boy. Wow. Hmm. They might be leaving Paramus Park though, if they're really going to open up a store. That's just weird though. I don't know why they would do that. No, there's no Mrs. Fields there. They don't go in Taubman malls. Wow, I'm surprised because Saks is going to American Dream. They're not going to go to Westfield Garden State Plaza, especially if they have a store planned already for American Dream. It would fit. I think it would do relatively well, but they already signed on something for American Dream, and they want to make American Dream their only store in the state of New Jersey. So I don't think they're going to open up a store at Westfield Garden State Plaza. It's just unlikely, unless they really want to pull out of American Dream. But I can't imagine they would. Plus, they signed on many years ago, and actually supposed to be Saks and Lord and Taylor. Bergen County would have had three Lord and Taylors, but as we all know, the Lord and Taylor plan sunk, and it's unfortunate. But what can you do? But wow, I did not know about Old Navy. That's really interesting. They could very well be pulling out of Paramus Park if they're pulling a fast one. Yeah, I'm still surprised about that. Target, Schindler, and MEI. Oh, they were. I'm not surprised. Yep, I've been to Freehold Raceway too. I actually spent the whole day down there. It's a long bus ride, let's just say. Let's just say it was a very long bus ride. Not only was it a very long bus ride, but it became a very long day to go all the way down there. I mean, thank God there was a bus route that went down there, but yeah, I wouldn't do it again. I only did it because of Nordstrom, because I knew that was one of five in the state. Quaker Bridge, they did a Kone. I don't know who maintains it. I think Kone, I believe, because Kone installed the elevator in the mall. You know, Quaker Bridge Mall never physically had an elevator for many years, and you always had to go into the department stores to get to different levels. They finally closed that gap in like 2012, but the installation was just crappy. What a horrible choice. Yeah, they were supposed to put in a glass elevator. That was a broken promise. They just did the job quick, cheap, and easy. Just throw in a Kone. Yeah, just throw in a Kone and call it a day. That's all we really need to put in here. No, Boscov's only does one store a year, and I don't think they're opening up a store until things get better with the pandemic. Westfield Garden State Plaza, believe it or not, as crazy as that sounds like the one at Paramus Park might close though. They opened it up to the general public. Yeah, you had to go on their website. It was very difficult to find. No, Kone. Family Dollar, that's an essential retailer. That's not going away. No, Boscov's ain't an upscale retailer, so no, it doesn't belong in upscale malls. No, Family Dollar, that's an essential retailer. That's like Dollar Tree. No, they had a public. They kept it very quiet. Like you literally had to search on the internet and find it. And they did fixtures for 10 days. I was like, all right, I'm going down to Freehold Raceway, and that's how I got in. I had to obviously kind of keep it low key because I didn't, I obviously didn't want to alarm the liquidation company that I was coming down to film their elevator. So I had to kind of keep it quiet just because for that reason. But yeah, TJ Maxx, Schindler. Me too. But it might be for the better, honestly. And they were charging ridiculous rents, and JCPenney just couldn't afford it anymore. So they called it quits when mall ownership changed from Westfield to Unibail Rodamco Westfield. Short Hills, but Taubman is merging with Simon, so I'm not sure how much longer that's going to hold for. Uh, ah, frick. I guess they wanted to do it that way. Yeah, I missed that one. Well, if it's packed on Saturdays, it sounds like they're not going anywhere anytime soon. I don't know. I could have probably Otis. I'm not going to Virginia next summer. I don't think. Do you like TikTok? No, I don't like TikTok. I've heard of it, sadly, but nah. I'm not on TikTok. TikTok kind of sucks. Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not like a big person that's obsessed with TikTok. Yeah, those are always fun. Well, it sounds like Mad BS. They probably modded it then. They modded the Freehold elevator too at Menlo Park. XL did both. They love getting these third party companies. They do the job quick, cheap, and easy. Just the most efficient way possible. And I guess they have to, considering the type of mall it is in. But it's unfortunate that malls have to cut corners like that. Yeah, I'm not big on that app. Yeah, I think it's just whatever. Not sure, but anyways, I think we're gonna go ahead and end the live stream. We've been going for about an hour and 10 minutes now. So I want to thank you guys for watching Q&A live stream 103. I appreciate everyone questioning and commenting, and hopefully we'll have some new store closing updates soon enough. So anyways, guys, thanks again for watching, and